Welcome, citizen, to another Starcraft Nation broadcast. I'm your host, Venerati, and I'm going to be bringing you the second in-between EGIdra and LiquidNazgul. Now, if you didn't watch the other one before this, well, first off, this is a best of three. We've already seen these guys go toe-to-toe on Metalopolis, and we saw LiquidNazgul completely, well, not completely destroyed, but really just put the pressure on EGIdra early on with Blink Stalkers. I mean, this was awesome timing of LiquidNazgul. He moved out with a considerable force, hit EGIdra when he really wasn't expecting it, and EGIdra had just roaches and a few zerglings in the mix. Wasn't able to get the surround on the Blink Stalkers. LiquidNazgul just doing an epic job of microing his Blink Stalkers as he was blinking each time EGIdra would focus fire a Stalker with his roaches. He would blink them to the back and would allow them to continue to be DPS. And those roaches, though they're great at soaking up damage, there was just too much DPS coming from all of those Stalkers, and EGIdra was not able to kill. I don't think he killed more than 2 Stalkers that entire time. It was pretty crazy. And EGIdra, I mean, just maintaining those losses because the roaches, due to the fact they only have the 4 range, just weren't able to get away from the Stalkers. So that was pretty epic. It's going to be interesting to see how they choose to adapt here. EGIdra looking to win, not wanting to go quietly into the night, as he's still both players right here are playing in the winners bracket, and this is really tough because if you're able to stay in the winners bracket, that means you have to play less games, less chances of being knocked out. Because in the losers bracket, there were a lot of big names in the losers bracket at this point in the game. So, or in the tournament, as I was actually knocked out right at this point, right before this game was played. So right now we are on Scrap Station, and this is a really interesting map because it forces a lot of people to play a lot differently than you generally would, due to the fact that you've got this tiny expanse right here for air. You see a lot of abuse of air, a lot of abuse of drops, and Nidus Worms. I mean, you can't forget Nidus Worms. But also, cool thing about LiquidNazgul is he's going to be able, if he chooses to do exactly what he did last time, he's going to be able to circumvent this entire span, and he's going to be able to blink units in, especially because he does a good job of bringing a probe along with his force, drops the probe, and you can reinforce. Likewise, though, you can destroy these rocks right here. Now, these are pretty big rocks, but you can destroy these rocks, and it's not actually too far of a rush distance in between the two bases. But right now, what we see from both players, EGIdra has his spawning pool, has his natural, so EGIdra feeling comfortable that he can get this natural, isn't going to have to worry about too much early pressure, as we do have a sneaky Overlord over here on the edge of LiquidNazgul's base. So right now, Nazgul moving out with a single Stalker. Not sure, I don't think he's going to be able to break down those rocks. No, he's just going to go ahead and check and make sure that there's nothing sneaky going on here. Doing a good job of scouting out. Doesn't want any sort of sneakiness going on, like a drone throwing down or a Overlord. Although it's way too early to see the layer tech, you could see people trying to break down these walls or some sort of craziness. As we do actually see LiquidNazgul building on his front door, only leaving the space for 1 Stalker can adequately hold position here, hold off a massive horde of chittering zerglings. And it looks to me like we're going to see the same thing from LiquidNazgul. I guess if he's going with the old terminology, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as we are actually going to see another pylon dropping right here. So he's going to seal off his door, and we do have the Warp Gate technology going to be closely finishing up here. Meanwhile, LiquidNazgul is saving up his Chrono Boost here, and I can guarantee you that it is going to be for the Twilight Council, as I do believe we're going to see Blink Stalkers once again from LiquidNazgul, as he did meet such, he just did so great with the Blink Stalkers the first time. There's no real reason to not do it again. So right now, EGIdra is populating his mineral line on his natural. We do see the creep tumors coming out here. We do see his spine crawlers. Spine crawlers will do great right here, as this expanse is easily defendable, but this the destructible debris right here will allow his enemy to circumvent the static defenses right here, but it still leaves your main relatively safe and cozy from any sort of frontal land attack. But of course, you do have to worry about drops and different things like that here. And we do actually have another Overlord scouting out the base, just kind of keeping an eye what's going on, EGIdra not choosing to suicide his Overlord to get some sort of good vision on the main base. But we actually saw LiquidNazgul kill that pylon, or cancel it, and yes, we actually do see the blink technology being chrono boosted out right now. So it looks like we're going to see the same exact kind of play from LiquidNazgul going up against EGIdra. Meanwhile, though, EGIdra, instead of getting the Roached in, we do see the Hydralisk in finishing up here. So these Hydralisks are going to be so brutal against these gateway units, even though they are going to have the blink technology. Look at that. I'm sorry. Totally getting off topic right there, but look at this. This is awesome. EGIdra leaving this flanking force of Zerglings, this is kind of like an ace in the hole, getting some sort of surround, forcing the units here. Even though they do have blink, he's going to be able to come up behind these units and put LiquidNazgul in a really bad position. If you do see LiquidNazgul coming up here, killing that Spine Crawler, we do have the Hydralisk on the field. We do see the Zerglings running around, trying to get some sort of surround, as we do see LiquidNazgul surrounded right now, blinking his units away, but to much less effect, as we do see Zerglings still on the field, and Hydra sitting here dropping these Stalkers like bricks. This is incredible right here. EGIdra completely wiped out what LiquidNazgul brought to the table and what was so deadly last time. So EGIdra learning from the first game and really just bringing some pain right there, as that was awesome. We just saw the complete and total destruction of that army, and look at the loss tab right there. 900 losses, 900 minerals worth of loss from EGIdra, most of that Zerglings, and 2,300 for LiquidNazgul. So LiquidNazgul not in a particularly good position right here, because EGIdra has a natural, and it's coming online pretty well, as it's almost completely populated. We do see LiquidNazgul moving up here once again with his Stalkers, though there is no pylon to reinforce, and I don't know if he's going to see the fact that these Destructible Rocks are going to be killed, and we do see the Creep Tumors readily moving in here and allowing that Skin Carpet to flow in and allowing EGIdra to keep his units highly mobile. And we are going to see that second volley of rocks going to go down. We do see LiquidNazgul moving in here. He does see that these rocks are not there. Now LiquidNazgul's forces are in a really bad position, as we do see some more flanking forces coming from EGIdra. He's going to be backing away, not wanting to lose this army, but he's going to have to walk around the long way. Meanwhile, EGIdra is going to be able to go through the rocks and is going to be able to get into the base. There is no natural, so he's going to be chewing on this wall right here. We do see the forces of LiquidNazgul moving in here, going to try to do to EGIdra what EGIdra did to him, sandwich those forces. We do see a Zealot in the mix right here. We do see that pylon dropping down there, but there's so many Hydras right here. We do see LiquidNazgul doing a good job of microing his units back, but there's so many Zerglings on these units. We do see more Zerglings coming in to kill off all of those Stalkers. We do see more Zealots coming in, but it was to no effect, as LiquidNazgul GG's out of this. So EGIdra doing a great job of killing off those gateway units with these Hydralisks. These Hydralisks do so well against those gateway units, and LiquidNazgul, although he's not a one-trick pony, this matchup right here goes to show you that if you're not going to bring a versatile build to the game, you're going to get you're leaving yourself to get stuck. And EGIdra, being the professional player that he is, did a good job of reacting and answering that call, as there are a lot of Hydralisks. And there are 3 Zealots right there. So this entire forest right here was about to get ruffle stomped. But that is in the past. And we have one more matchup in between LiquidNazgul and EGIdra. So, guys, please join me for the next one. Let me know if you like what you see. Thumbs up if you do. Thumbs down if you don't. You can always become a citizen for free and subscribe. So, as always, citizens, stay